Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Go Racing Motorsports Report. I am Mike Babicz, your host and the voice of Wilmot Raceway and other area racing from time to time. And we are in the Hunt Club of Richmond. So if you're tuned in to us, come on out. We've got some cars on display out in the parking lot. It's a beautiful night. They've got some adult beverages available in here and some kid beverages too. And so stop by, visit. There's some folks that can talk racing with you, and you can be part of our in-studio guests. Maybe. You never know. So as we do each and every week, we want to thank the people that help us to get on the air each and every week. John Hatterline, attorney at law, Force One Performance, B&L Office Furniture, American Tire and Truck Repair in Kenosha and Lindenhurst. The Great Lakes Dragaway. We're going to be talking with John just a little bit about what's going on up at the Great Lakes Dragaway. Of course, tonight, Wednesday night, is Ladies' Night. Steve Sinclair and the Bumper to Bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Cars. They will be at 141 Speedway up there in Francis Creek this coming Saturday night for one of their big events. Also, Wilmot Raceway. Wilmot Raceway on the Kenosha County Fairgrounds has championship night tonight. Or not tonight, on Saturday night, that is. That's for the wing sprint cars, also the wingless, the bandits, and the modifieds will all crown their champions. And we'll talk a little bit about that in just a little bit. Also, we want to thank the Molis family and Fox Lake Harbor, of course, the Hunt Club of Richmond, where we are today. Midwest Motor Coach, Olson Transportation. They provide the transportation to the Lake County Honor Flight that's going to be making a trip up to Mitchell Airport in the second weekend, I think it is, in October. On Friday, they will leave about 11:30 in the morning, heading up toward Mitchell, and they will be by full police escort. And then when they return on Sunday, late afternoon, early evening, it's about 7 o'clock usually. That's a sight to be seen. So if you get a chance, go along the interstate, along Route 41, or come down to Sheridan Road in North Chicago by the Veterans Memorial, and just see a great sight bringing all those veterans home that spent 3 days in Washington, D.C. So, and they can always use more helpers, more volunteers. Go to Lake County Honor Flight, and they can help you out. Also, Badger Honor Flight, I think it's called, that B.J. Johnson, our head of our ambulance crew at Wilmot Raceway, he also went on that flight. So you can always talk to B.J. about that flight. MLS Auto Clinic, Eddie and Debbie Boyd always helping us out. Mark and Tony Maglio and Bodycraft. Yes, the Bodycraft Wilmot Raceway M3 Custom Graphics Pace Truck is here in the parking lot. You can stop by and take a look at it. You've got youngsters with you and want to have a seat in it, you can do that as well. And Waukegan Harbor Marina, we're working on a date for the Let's Go Racing Motorsports Show, presented by Larry Roebuck, the bar show that we had last year in April. We're looking a little bit warmer time. We may do it on a Sunday in May, so keep an eye out for information on that. Impressions Count, Randy and his crew do a great job in downtown Antioch. Weeby Waxen, Chad and his crew, they can give you a place to store your boat, your race car, your street car, you name it. Weeby Waxen can help you out in Antioch. And they can also clean up your vehicle as well. Buddies of McHenry, we hope to still make it out to Buddies on Green Street in McHenry before our season ends. Culver's of Paddock Lake. On Monday, they are going to have a fundraiser for the cross-country runner from Central High School that was struck by a car this last Saturday while practicing with his team. And that's going to be on Monday, this coming Monday, up at Culver's in Paddock Lake. And just keep an eye on their website or Central High School's website for more information. And our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to that cross-country runner seriously injured this last weekend up there. And again, they're doing that fundraiser for him at Culver's of Paddock Lake. A-Main Apparel and Diecast, Garrett and the Tennyson family always helping us out. Northern Illinois Council on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. 5-Star Race Car Bodies, their home offices up in Twin Lakes. You can contact Daniel Sanchez, Carl Schultz, and Corey Schultz, and they can put you to work in the world of motorsports. So check them out. Also, Nielsen Enterprises, Ted Nielsen and his fine crew, they can help you, whether it be 3 wheels, 2 wheels, or watercraft. They've got it all at Nielsen Enterprises on Route 83 down there in Lake Villa. Bill Fusting and Lake County Hose and Equipment in Beach Park. Bill still racing, and we'll get a report from John up at Great Lakes Dragway about when we might expect to see Bill racing again. RC Electronics, they help me with communication. We thank them. They're located up there in Salem, Wisconsin as well. So that's some of the things that we have going on. And also definitely want to thank Scott Carpenter and B&L Office Furniture for our home studio setup and a little bit of this setup as well. We mentioned Wilmot Raceway, give you a little report on their racing this last Saturday night. It was season championship night for the Unified Street Stocks, and it was Blake Cruiser winning his first championship ever at the Wilmot Raceway. He also won the feature event for the 3rd time this season, so congratulations goes out to Blake. And we are going to work to have all of the champions from Wilmot on the program real soon. So be watching and listening for that as well. In the wingless sprint cars last week, it was Derek Crane, who's going to join us a little bit later on in the program. He won his first feature in quite a while, and glad to see that for Derek. He scored a great victory in the last 5 laps or so. And we'll talk to him a little bit about that later on in the program. And then CJ Malik picked up the win in the wing sprint cars. And that's the Lift Pro, powered by Gandrud Chevrolet wing sprint cars, and are also part of the Hefner Racing Products wings program. And CJ picking up the win. He and Tommy Sexton, either one of them could mathematically still win the championship this Saturday. Tommy Sexton has a pretty good lead. I won't say comfortable, because a lot depends upon what CJ does on Saturday and what Tommy does on Saturday. And the wingless sprint cars, Chris Klemko is in pretty solid shape to win his 2nd Wilmot championship. Steve Miller won the feature last week at Wilmot, and Steve now has still got a mathematical shot at Joel Crowbridge. Joel Crowbridge out of Union Grove trying to win his first championship at Wilmot, and Steve Miller would also be trying to win his first, and both of those could still mathematically have a shot at it. The Bandits, the B&L Office Furniture powered by Great American Tire and Auto Repair of Lindenhurst, that's right, on Grand Avenue in Lindenhurst and Kenosha. That Bandit series, Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson is the point leader. There's several drivers that could still mathematically have a shot at it, but we'll see what happens on Saturday night. So 4 champions will be crowned on Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway. The grandstand gates will open at 5 o'clock. For adults ages 13 and over, it's $20 to get into the grandstands. 12 and under will be admitted free on Saturday night. And racing slated to get underway at right about 6:45 on Saturday night. And again, 4 champions are planned to be crowned Saturday at the Wilmot Raceway. Of course, then coming up the following weekend on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's the first ever Fall Classic at the Wilmot Raceway. A lot of information, a lot of things going on there, and it's just going to be a great event. On Thursday night, the wingless will headline. On Friday night, the MSA 360 sprints will headline, along with the lightning sprints will be there on Friday night as well. And then on Saturday night, it's the 410, an open competition 410 winged outlaw sprint car show that will crown the last Wilmot champion for 2024, the 74th season. So go to WilmotRaceway.com or check the official Wilmot Raceway Facebook page for all the latest information. Now we're going to, as I like to call it, shift gears, and our shifting gears is going to be, we're going to go straight racing. We're going to have John joining us from Great Lakes Dragaway, one of the Brew City Gassers group that competes up there regularly. And tonight, of course, they're racing. Beautiful weather tonight, nice and warm, and racing tonight. Hey, hi there, Sean Miles Stykes. Glad you are joining us. Just saw him in the chat. And John, I know it's ladies' night up there. Ladies get in for free and get to race for free. And first of all, update us a little bit on how it's the battle of the sexes is going on up there at Great Lakes Dragaway.
Well, the men are actually kicking butt pretty good here now. I think it's official count 6 days ago was men 11, ladies 7. So the men are coming back around strong. So we got to get more ladies out there to race and try to take them down here before the end of the season.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. How long is this battle going to continue? Is it done pretty much at the end of September, or is it going until the snow flies when Randy decides, okay, they're putting salt on the roads now, so it's time for us to shut down?
Yeah, it'll go till the end of this month for sure. And then during October, depending on what the weather is, you may go to weekend operations, so it might be shut down. But you never know if there's a beautiful day. They might say, hey, let's come out here and run somebody at the track. So we'll see what happens, see what the weather has in store for us.
Well, maybe you can help us out, and because we'd like to get the winner of the Battle of the Sexes on the podcast here before the season ends, our season ends. We're going to go weekly through September, and then our tentative plan is to go monthly in October, but we may go twice a month. We're still sorting that out, but we'll be on at least once a month during the, quote, off season, and then get ready to go racing, of course, next spring in April, and get things really rolling come May. So if you can help us get connected with those folks, we'd be glad to try to have them on a future show.
Yeah, I think what I'll do, maybe see what Sarah Brown, she kind of runs the ladies' night thing during Wednesday night. Maybe I can see if I can get her on there. We'll see if I can go out there next Wednesday where I got a good Wi-Fi signal and get her out there and see what she has to say. We'll bring her.
All right, that sounds like a good possibility. Now, the Brew City Gassers, where were you racing this last weekend, and where are you racing this coming weekend?
Okay, last weekend we were racing in Havana, Illinois at Mid-States Dragway, 8th mile track, super nice facility for us. They keep doing improvements, and the track manager, the track owner, you can't ask for nicer people to run the place. And the track crew is super good. We have a lot of guys, because of the cool air, we're setting record times as far as their 60-foot times and 8th mile times, because we had and the track conditions were good. Now this weekend we'll be racing Saturday out at Great Lakes Dragaway for another streetcar brawl, nitro streetcar brawl. We're going to have Wisconsin Outlaw Street is going to be out there again, and always an exciting race with those guys. Friday we have test and tune starting at gates open at 10, early test and tune. It's $100 to test on Friday though for slicks and drag radials only, with the special track prep for the weekend. And then Saturday, we've got a little bit more money going to get thrown in at $1,000 for the first person to get into the threes in the 8th mile. And that's actually, if 3 people get into the threes in one round, all 3 will get paid. And then we have another $1,000 for the quickest ET of the event for the 8th mile, which would be pretty interesting. But a lot of horsepower on tap when those cars come out. And then the Chicago Wise guys will be out. We'll be out. The E85 group will be out. Camel will be out. So it should be a pretty good show.
Well, we just mentioned about Billy Fusting, Lake County Hose and Equipment, one of our supporters here at the program. Do you know if Billy's going to be out there before the snow flies?
I don't think their group's going to be out. I think their last race as a group was Labor Day, August 31st. And then I think but you never know. He may come out. Every once in a while, I'll see him out there testing or doing something. But as a group, I don't think those guys are going to be out there anymore.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see. You never know. So, Coming up, they seem to race a little bit of everything up there at Great Lakes. And what is one of the more unique kind of cars that you've seen at Great Lakes Dragway?
You never can tell. Sometimes you see some really, really expensive supercars come out there, like I remember one time I was out there and there was a hybrid Porsche out there that somebody said, yeah, that's a $990,000 car that somebody brings out there and races. We have seen some more Teslas coming out there and testing, which is a little bit different, quiet and quick, but you never know what you're going to see going on there. One time we saw a guy that had like a truck with a mobile house built on the back going down the track. They say you can't race your house, but this guy was, so it was kind of neat. You never know what you might find out there.
That's for sure. We've come out there a few times when we've had an off day from Wilmot, Kathy and I, and even on some of the what do they call it? Not bracket racing, just kind of fun racing that we saw a couple weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon. It was a lot of different. We saw motorcycles, we saw Bruce City Gassers, we saw. Didn't see a rocket that weekend. They were loading up to go home, but from what I understand, one other time after the Rockets had been there on Saturday, a couple of the Rockets made a few practice runs on Sunday.
Yeah, the jet cars will go out there and test quite a bit sometimes because they can do that. Like I say, that's the beauty of being open 6 days a week. People can come out there and test. We did lose our social media guy, Nathan, that was doing all the posts on Facebook. He was an intern and he had to do he was out there to do the social media posts until he graduated. And now that he graduated, he's going to be doing social media things for a hockey team. But we are looking, I don't know if they still found anybody yet, but they're looking for somebody to take over the social media aspect of that job, that go out there every day and make some posts. And was really, really informative when he was there, and he was doing a great job. He's going to be missed. So we got to get somebody to fill his shoes.
Well, and as I mentioned last week at Wilmot, we're looking for somebody to write press releases. So we've got a couple opportunities for people to get involved in motorsports. And earlier I mentioned that 5-Star Race Car Bodies, they're looking for people to work up in their shop up there in Twin Lakes. And they are involved with NASCAR. They are involved with the World of Outlaw late models and actually Jeep. Jeep, they work on roofs for Jeeps, your street Jeeps, which I didn't know that until Dan Sanchez was giving me a tour. And I guess this Sunday there's a big Jeep rally, and they're going to make a stop at the Kenosha County Fairgrounds and Wilmot Raceway on Sunday afternoon, I guess morning, afternoon, somewhere's in there. It's a big fundraiser thing that the Jeeps are doing. And one of the stops is at Wilmot. And now last week or 2 weeks ago, you had a fundraiser that I was really impressed with that stopped at Great Lakes Dragway. You had about, what Randy was saying, about 700 motorcycles?
Yeah, we had 700 motorcycles coming there, which is probably the most we've seen in there for a long time, unless it was a bike weekend type thing. But yeah, that was pretty good. That's the great thing about having such a big facility. You can accommodate that many motorcycles safely and get them in and out of there. We also have our drift pad that's out there for the younger guys that want to go drifting. And that's a big area, which when they're not drifting, it's a great parking lot. It's huge. And then we also have the RC drag strip that's down there on the west side of the facility there, which has been pretty popular too. That's pretty neat to watch.
Well, and here at the Hunt Club in Richmond, we've actually got Clayton Rossman's got his RC car. He's running around out there in the parking lot by his regular race car. We've got a few cars here on display. We hope folks come and stop by and see us. The show's on till 7, but then as long as the sun doesn't set on us too quick, we're gonna keep the cars out there for folks to come and take a look at. And we've got information. We've got the posters for Great Lakes Dragway. We've got those for folks. We've got schedules. I'm very impressed because the Bruce City Gassers, your big event that you have every year, you've already got your promotional cards for 2025. So go ahead and mention it. I was like, they handed me like a whole box of them when I said, do you have any other schedules? And they're like, here, we've got these for next year.
Yeah, we got to try to get the date locked in early. We want to make sure we don't conflict with any other races and any other big things. And then people that have to put in for their vacation, they can plan to spend those Thursday, Friday, Saturday with us. So that kind of works out good.
So when they go ahead and give hey, I should just go grab one of the brochures or the posters over here. When is it in 2025?
When is it, Wendy? It's June. It's the end of June. It's always we go the weekend after. We go the weekend after. Try to not conflict with Father's Day, so it's the we got it for the out of sight drags is June. I'm going to say it's now you got me going here because I don't have the flyer in front of me. Let me look here. I think I got one sitting right in front of my face because it's we had issue number 6, which was we're doing this like the 7th year. You think I would know this, but we had it this year, June 20th and 20th. It's 27th and 28th of 2025.
27th, 28th, or 2025. Well, like I say, it's tip of the hat to you that you've already got your dates for next year, and hopefully we can try to sneak out there for at least one of them. And again, as always, it's greatlakesdragaway.com is your website, correct?
Yep. And we also have the Facebook page, Great Lakes Dragaway. Also, I was going to mention on Facebook, if you look up just search Ladies Night, you can see Great Lakes Dragaway Ladies Night. They have a Facebook page for that, so you can see who's in the lead and who's winning and see what's going on there. And the phone number there, if you want to call, talk to Randy, is 262-878-3783. And there's quite a few things that are going on Facebook. The first 40 years, where they have a lot of the old photos from back in the day. There's a lot of neat stuff on there with a lot of history on that track.
Well, and it is pretty neat too. I mean, Randy, the owner, he answers his own phone, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
All righty. Well, we're going to let you go, and we're going to shift gears soon here. We're going to actually go over to some oval track racers, some ladies and gentlemen that race. It's a whole family, and John, you can relate to families getting involved in racing. You've got a lot of families that race at Great Lakes Dragaway and have over the years, and we've got a whole family that races in our bandits. So we're gonna talk to them, but we'll be looking forward to talking to you next week and getting a report. As the snow's not flying yet, so we're in good shape, right?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, we'll have some. Hopefully, have some pretty good records being set here this weekend with this Wisconsin Outlaw Street. So. I'll keep you updated and see what the quickest time is of the event there, so we can see what. Like I say, for anybody that wants to come out there, that's a great race to watch. It's really exciting, heads up stuff.
All right, thanks again, John. Always good to see you. Always good to see you at the track, and we hope to see you up the track again before the snow flies.
You bet. Nice talking to you, Mike.
Yeah. Take care. God bless. And that was John joining us with our weekly report from the Great Lakes Dragaway. And now, as I said, we are going to shift gears, and we're going to talk to the McKellis clan. And I don't know how many of them are actually going to get on the screen at once. I don't know. I know Jesse was in charge of keeping everybody corralled. But wait a minute, where is she? Oh, there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and yeah, and so Jessica, you can kind of fill everybody in and introduce who you've all got with you tonight.
Well, this is Carrie Wilms. She drives the 11W car, Top Gun car. This is David McKellips, my husband, who drives the Hot Wheels car. Unfortunately, Kevin was not able to make it tonight. He drives the 49K, but he is maybe watching.
He could have brought the baby. I mean, we've had babies on this show before. Minor details. So, well, welcome to the program. I know we had you and your husband. Oh, somebody just said,
That's
"What
okay.
about me?"
That's future McKellips Racing.
There you go. So I know we had the two of you on before, and then Carrie made a cameo in the background, toward the end. Now, it's hard to believe that the season's almost done. Championship's coming up this weekend for regular season. And then, of course, the week after that, you've got the Fall Classic, where the Bandits are actually going to get to run 3 nights, Thursday,
Yes.
Friday, and Saturday if they choose to. And then they're going to be eligible for some a special trophy that's going to go to the top point getter. And it's my understanding, too, the points from Thursday and Friday are going to be used to actually determine the lineup for Saturday. Your thoughts now as we're on September 11th and when the season started back in late April, May, how things have changed for you. Jessica, we'll go with you first.
Yeah.
You there? You can't hear me? Oh, your mouth is. Okay, are we better?
Yes.
Okay. See, the young ones, they're the ones that know, social media and technology. They can get it all to work. So, yeah, what I asked is, did you ever think that we'd all of a sudden be talking toward the end of the season or, just a few days from the championship at Wilmot? And when it all started back there in April and May.
I'm sorry, what was the question in that?
Did you ever think back there at the beginning of the year that we'd have, be talking already about the end of the season? Bring me that.
Oh no, this year went by so fast.
Okay, we're gonna throw the headset on here in 1 second. So just bear with me because this might help you guys. We had to do that.
Don't throw it.
Kent will be laughing because every time I've had the B&L office furniture, we've managed to break it or not. Okay, and I may have to do something here. Just bear with me. Because I got to switch mics.
No.
Barely.
Just a little bit. It was better before.
Well, maybe getting interference from people in the.
We could hear you a lot better before.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to switch back.
Okay.
It isn't live.
Yeah, we saw that. No, we can't hear you. We can see you talking.
Mute yourself, nobody's going to hear you. Are
Now
you
we
here?
got it. We can hear you now.
Okay, that's because I hadn't unmuted myself yet. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so let's kind of pick up where we left off. Now, I must confess, I'm not cheating. I don't have point standings in front of me. I could cheat and look them all up, but I'm going to rely on you guys. Who's the highest one in points?
David.
What?
Oh, yeah, he leaves. Okay, then who's the second highest?
Carrie.
Carrie. And
Yeah.
then you must be third.
Then me.
Now, where's David fit in? Or the other, not David.
David's in third with points right now.
Okay. No, I was thinking of the 49K.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin.
I'm not entirely sure where he's at. I know he is his first season, so he decided to not become a member. So his points don't really count.
Right. Okay. All right. So now going into Saturday night, since he's not in the room now, is the wife going to be more nervous about what he's doing, or are you going to be worried about what you're doing?
It's all about me. guys probably be worried about what you're doing. He's got it. He's fine. He'll be fine.
He's fine. And now you're chasing Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. I mean, who I know is a good friend of all you guys. I mean, you guys just about all of the bandits. I didn't notice I said just about all the bandits get along.
Yes.
I didn't say you all did. I just said just about. But I think it is kind of fun to see your division, your class. I mean, I've always liked the bandits. I can remember when it started out years ago with about maybe 6 cars or 7 cars that kind of journeyed their way over because Lake Geneva was starting to kind of, get rid of them and kind of was going to close. And they were kind of looking for a place to go. And a few approached, and I think they approached Ray Toft at the time or Andy Callan and said, could we come over and run at Wilmot? And he said, well, let's try it. And as they say, the rest is history. I mean, now you've got, sometimes 23, 24, 25. The days that I don't know if the days of the 30 and 35 car counts are at least for the time being, kind of history. Because I can remember that when we were getting 35 and even 40 sometimes, bandits. And I've always said you guys put on great racing. You bring a ton of fans. Where'd they go? Wow. I just lost them. Are they still there? Kent? Oh, they're back. Carrie had to go work her magic again. But what I was going to say is, I mean, you guys bring a lot of people in the stands, a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of sponsors that come to watch you guys race. And you race for the least amount of money. And I think that really says that you guys really get it and understand what racing should be about at a short track level. It should be about fun and not,
Absolutely.
Nobody's making a living of it. And, nobody's going to win a world championship when it's all said and done. But when it's all said and done, you just want to say, hey, that was fun. I had a good time. And hopefully you can load the car back on the trailer, same way that you took it off. I know Carrie has decided to challenge that sometimes.
Only once.
Only once, that's just true. But anyway, well, I've heard from Jessica, and I think, David, you had your shot. You went off camera, so I'll come back to you.
All right.
No, I'm kidding you. But Carrie, what are your thoughts now going into the final couple of nights of the season, or final point night this week, and then the 3-day festival classic coming up the following week?
I definitely can say that as it being only my second year, I never anticipated going into the championship in top 5 right now. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. But I would not be in top 5 or here doing any of this at all without David and Jesse and our family and our team. We all work really hard. We're all together almost daily. It's a lot of work to prep 4 cars every time we hit the track. But like you said, we do it because we love it. And there's nothing, we love being on the track. I love being on the track, but for me, there's nothing better than pulling into the pits. Seeing all the other drivers, making relationships with everybody working together and having a good time at the end of the day is what makes it worth it all. So, I mean, I'm definitely, shooting to stay in top 5, hopefully. I got the most dents out of all the cars this year, I think. I've probably had my car fixed more than everybody else's. We've had some fixes in the pits with my car this year, but again, wouldn't be able to do it without Jesse and David, McKellips Racing, and even, the other bandit class drivers. Everybody works together, when it's crunch time. we all want to win, but we all want to see each other take the track at the same time. So.
All righty. And now, David, we're going to bring you back in here. Why are you in? David's in the dark. I don't.
It's the light.
Yeah, the lighting's bad. There's a
It's
NASCAR tire.
okay.
There's a NASCAR tire hiding the light.
You can see my face. You got their faces. They're much better than mine.
David's got that, face for radio. Yeah. So anyway, David, what about your thoughts now heading into this weekend? Jessie said she's not really worried about points. It's, wherever they fall, they fall. Carrie kind of said the same thing. What about you? Are you going to be conscious of where Tiny Horse is at, or are you going to be just like, he is where he is, and I'm going to be where I am?
Well, I mean, I just want to finish the race, honestly, since I had some issues and my car is kind of sick right now. I want to finish the feature. I have a chance, but that chance is very slim. If I'm going to lose the championship to one person, Tiny Horse is a good person to lose it to. If something crazy happens and I were to make it, that'd be cool too. But right now, I just want to finish the feature and stay in the top 5.
Okay, now it's kind of like after this Saturday, everybody gets a rebirth since they've got the classic points, so to speak, and there's going to be a trophy to the classic high point getter in the various classes that compete regularly at Wilmot, including the Bandits. Is that like, okay, we're going to re-rack everything after Saturday night, we're going to take a look at the car, or are you going to say, well, now is my time to experiment? I've got 3 extra nights to race. Do I want to experiment, try a few new things before the snow flies and I got to put the car away for winter? Or do you say, no, I just want to fine tune what I got and see if I can put the points together and win a nice trophy on Saturday night on the 21st?
The Fall Classic thing's a little bit up in the air, but I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a lot of work. We got a really busy few weeks ahead of us.
That's unfortunately, you guys have been the ones that have been hit quite a bit, along with the lightning sprints by Mother Nature this year.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, counting this Saturday, you're going to have like 4 nights of racing in 7 days, if my math is right.
Fine.
Pardon me?
It should be fine.
Okay, Carrie's like, no sweat, no problem. So, well, we're actually going to start with the guy first this time, because I think I started with the ladies first the last time I had you guys on. So, David, it's your chance to thank people, thank your sponsors. Besides Hot Wheels, have you gotten Hot Wheels to send you any money yet? It's pretty cool that you got Hot Wheels on that car. A lot of kids like it. I mean, Eddie Boyd says you're his favorite car because it says Hot Wheels on it. Eddie Boyd from MLS.
I have tried for, I think, 3 years in a row of reaching out to them, and no, they won't do it. And I've asked them, I don't want any money. Just send me some Hot Wheels to give to the kids. And unfortunately, they're just not all about it. So as it goes for sponsors, I am not going to remember any of them. So I need to push that on to Carrie, because I will screw it up.
All righty. And
Carrie is the one that pretty much got 90% of our sponsors.
Absolutely.
And she's got them all right here.
there you go. All right. Well, we're going to come to Carrie last then, because she gets to remember them all. Well, wait a minute. Now she's the one sitting there with the cell phone that's got them all on her cell phone.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, Jessie, it's your shot now to thank folks.
Biggest people I want to thank is our family. There's a lot of dedication in this from us racers and our families that are behind the scenes that we sacrifice some time with. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. She wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for us. Kevin wouldn't be doing this with his autistic self if it wasn't for us. Really want to thank everybody that donated to this little boy named Bubba. My car was dedicated to him this year. He has a rare form of cancer. He's 5 years old. And my car and his benefits have gained a lot of money to help him in his healing journey. So that's all I got.
And if you'd like to donate, go to our Facebook page, Phillips Racing.
Good job. Okay, now Carrie, it's your shot.
I'm just gonna list off our sponsors for pretty much our entire team, which would be Walter, and Blippert Lumber is David's main sponsors. For our team in itself, I'd like to thank OTB, Old MKE Pub, Austin Schwartz, our Hussey softball team, Racine, Sean Mayer at Mayer Repair, Max Broadway with Rabine Paving Texas, Renee Schoening with Remax Realty. Also, she has a band called Fall Hazard. Tom Auer with Racine Gymnastics Center, and my good friend Ron from Ron Sports Pub. And then again, same, I'd like to thank our team, our family. Thanks, Mom, for watching the dogs every weekend.
Thanks, Mom.
We wouldn't be able to do it if we didn't all do it together.
So how many dogs do you have?
I have 5.
5? What kind?
The cute kind.
What?
I have a
Derek Crane says the cute kind.
I have a Husky, a Dachshund, a Cocker Spaniel, and 2 Chihuahua Terrier mixes. I have a zoo.
That's all. My wife and Kathy and I, we used to have 5 cats and a dog, and I thought we had a lot, but I think you got us beat on that. We got 3 cats now, but well, we're actually contemplating an addition later, maybe a puppy dog. So anyway, we'll see what happens. You know, the group we had out at Wilmot last Saturday, you know, I talked to them quite a bit.
We do want to thank my 2 guys as well. We want to thank Wilmot for having us every year. We love that the track is so close to home, and it feels like home when we're there, and we really enjoy being a part of Wilmot Raceway.
And we enjoy having you. I love when the bandits are out there. So,
Best show.
oh, did you hear that? Go
No.
get in here so they can hear you.
You guys put on the best show.
We know.
So does that mean you want to drive a bandit during the festival? Oh no, you're going to Indiana. Never mind.
Oh, well, no, I might be driving a bandit for the festival. So stay tuned for that.
Well, stay tuned. Yes. So, oh wait a minute, we got 2 folks that just popped in, so we want them to get their airtime.
Those are little McKellop's children.
Are they racers yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
dirt track in the backyard from
Yeah.
the Power Wheels.
The Power Wheels and the 4-wheelers and the go-karts.
Yeah, go kart.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, thank you guys for taking the time. We're going to be looking forward to seeing you Saturday. You know, there's a lot of racers that no matter whether they take home that trophy at the end of the year that says they're first place and they're winners, you guys are all winners in my book. So
I'm the
We'll see.
fastest slower car.
What? I didn't hear you.
I'm the fastest slower car.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, that's the one Derek wants because he doesn't want to break anything.
It's already broke.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. God bless, and we'll see you Saturday at Wilmot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, before we get into to Derek Crane here, we actually have to extend our condolences to a member of the racing family. Glenn Hefner passed away suddenly a week ago today. Glenn began Glenn Hefner Incorporated back in 1975 out of his family's garage. Shortly after renting space at a local automotive repair service, with Glenn's skills, dedication, vision, and expertise, the company continued to grow and moved into the DePlainville location, which eventually the company outgrew and was moved to their current location in Hartford. Glenn took great pride in working with many wonderful people, all part of their extraordinary customers and vendors. He equally was proud of the products and projects completed at Glenn Hefner Incorporated, not only by himself, but also by a talented staff of employees led by his sons, Troy and Todd, whom all share the same vision and principles. As Glenn would want and expect, Glenn Hefner Incorporated will continue on working together to give its customers, its employees, and the racing community the absolute best in service, products, and relations. We thank you for your continued support and patronage. A celebration of life will be held on Sunday, September 22nd from noon until 4 p.m. at Glenn Hefner Incorporated, 2133 Constitution Avenue in Hartford, Wisconsin. Hartford, ironically, is also the home of the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame. The Hefner family asks that you stop if you are able and join them in celebrating his life, sharing stories and memories. In lieu of flowers, the Hefner family would appreciate a tribute donation to the Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS. A full obituary will be online beginning today at www.pagenkopf, which is PAGENKOPF.com. So our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to the family of Glenn Hefner. I personally knew Glenn, always a smile, always ready to help, and he himself raced for many, many years at Wilmot. His boys raced, and I don't think I'll ever forget when Sammy Swindell just showed up in the Hefner car on a Saturday night and blew everybody's doors away, had a clean sweep, totally won the event. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Glenn's family, and keep them in your thoughts and prayers as the season goes. So, okay. I got through that.
Yes.
Welcome to the program, Derek. Congratulations. I was a little on the DL Saturday, so I wasn't able to join you in the victory lane at Wilmot after you scored your win. It was very impressive to call and a lot of fun to call from the booth. Tell the folks a little bit about the win.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. And sorry, I moved Tim Cox to the helmet.
Okay.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yes, this is the Jax.
Does a great
Yep,
job.
so we can bring it back.
Yeah, just a little bit. I was just looking right
we
over.
got to
it.
knock this in,
Yeah.
off at least once a night. It's a tradition.
Yeah.
The show here.
Yeah. Saturday night was we actually qualified good for once, qualified fifth, and the heat race we dropped back, which is not always the best thing. So going into the feature, starting fourth, I just was going to try to maintain as much as I could and drop back on the start. And we had a restart, which kind of put me back up a few positions ahead of where I was. So that was very much appreciated. That was a pile up in one. So for all those drivers, thank you so much for saving my race there. And then, the track was awesome. There was a big curb. Traveled down to Indiana quite a bit, racing sprint cars, and they always have big curbs. So when I saw that, kind of knew a little bit of how to set the car up for that. And then from there, just threw a couple sliders on some drivers and then tried to check out, but Sivia kept up with me. So
It was a great race between you and Jimmy Sivia. You guys put on a whale of a show, and he was running actually not really a backup motor. He had purchased a motor from Brian Strang, who ironically lost the championship the week before in the lightning sprints.
Heartbreaking.
I still was like, I had gone down and was getting ready to go in the infield, figuring I was going to be interviewing Brian for doing what Blake Cruiser did in the street stocks, win the feature and win the championship.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, this car goes by me going into the pits, and I was like, "That was Brian." I was like, "We're not done yet. It's we're not over."
Yeah, he didn't pull Mark Martin, that's for sure.
So just one of those deals that it was a shame for him. But then they had the motor apparently was available, and Sivia's got together with them, and as they say, the rest is history. And now
And because you're in the grandstands, you don't know this, but about 30 minutes before the feature, that car was on fire.
Was it really?
Yeah. So when I caught him, I'm like, oh, he was literally on fire. And he's leading the feature, and he's pushing oil out. I felt bad, but only like 5% bad. Got over that. It was special too, because it's hard to catch in the Wisconsin wingless now. I feel like the split kind of made between the wingless and the wing cars. It definitely made both features harder to win now, because all the fast guys are starting farther towards the front. And Sivia checking out is not an easy task. So to catch him was one thing, and then passing was another. So, and the whole team was there, so that made it really, really special as well.
And for you now, we were talking after the races. Love social media. That you actually won in the same car at Circle City. About 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so we won at Circle City in that car. That car's been a little struggle to find the speed. Talked to Matt Vander a little bit, and he told me where my thought process was going wrong. And so at Circle City on August 23rd, I just went full send with that and dominated down there. So then I was like, well, let's keep the momentum up here. And then the 24th, the next night at Wilmot, got just destroyed at Wilmot, so we finished 10th. So I was like, all right, that doesn't necessarily relate to up here, but then the way that the track conditions went Saturday was perfect.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that. I mean, dirt track conditions are going to change. They're going to change during the course of the race, during the course of the night, during the course of the season. This last week, to my lay eyes, and from a lot of years around racing, the track looked extremely tacky. It definitely had a curb or a berm built up on the outside, which you don't always see. A lot of times the track, if it's dry, like we had the real hot weather a few weeks ago, well, then those nights it kind of became hard slick. Taking, as you guys like to say, taking rubber. And some drivers and some kind of cars like taking rubber, and others are like, no, I don't want that. What about you? I mean, obviously you won the feature, so this is probably a stupid question, but you won on a really tacky track with a berm.
Yeah, the heat race was very different because I went through about 9 tear-offs in the heat race, and the bottom was pretty soupy still. So I was actually a little surprised that there was no bottom at the feature, or for our feature. I know we were the last feature too, so that might have been playing on it a little bit too. But it felt like you had to set up for the top and then just rip, and hopefully you don't fall off the end of the track or bike or flip it. But yeah, I've been getting better and better at the curved tracks, so I prefer the curved tracks now.
Well, it's funny, and we had him on earlier this year, and he's sitting across the room from us here, and that's his helmet, his newest helmet from Jack's Helmet Designs. And Tim Cox, when I had him on, he had talked about running the bottom, but the night he won the feature at Wilmot earlier this year, he shot up to the top toward the end, and he loved it in Victory Lane. He was talking to me. He says, I can show those guys now that the old guy can still run the top. And I can remember Danny the Dude Lasowski when he would come to Wilmot for the Wilmot Opens. I mean, he was known as bottom feeder.
Yep.
I mean, he loved the lower side of the racetrack. Now, the track is not the same now as it was when Lasowski was there back in the early 80s. Now it's got banking to it. It's actually wider than it was then. You know, and there's a debate. If you look at the World of Outlaws, they say it's 3/8 of a mile. And if you talk to some of our drivers, they say, no. They don't know where they're measuring that 3/8, but they say it's not a 3/8. And some of the guys say it's closer to a quarter. And I definitely don't agree with the quarter. I worked at Waukegan Speedway, which was a quarter, and it ain't a quarter.
No, I do feel that it's, Wilmot is one of the larger tracks that I would say that we run on, based off of gearing and stuff. When we go down to Indiana or Beaver Dam or something. I mean, Beaver Dam's bigger than Wilmot, but I do feel that it's on the bigger side.
Now, your plans, I know your brother Nathan, we'll get a shameless plug in for his event. He's got his go-kart event coming up the first Saturday in November.
Yep.
And that also happens to be the same night as the induction at the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame.
After party.
It could become that. It just might be. You never know. And speaking of the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame, this Saturday they're having a car show up there, and it's a lot of the younger kids that are in racing. They encourage them to come up and have their cars or carts on display. So that'll be this Saturday for a little while, so people can go up there and then come down to Wilmot for the races. Was certainly a possibility. And then next Tuesday, believe it or not, I'm actually going to golf in the Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame golf outing. My foursome is Steve Sinclair, Cody Tennyson, and Dave Olson. So yes, I'm the guy that's going to bring. I'm the guy that's got to bring the handicap down. So somebody's
No. You're in good company. Just try to stay with them. You'll be fine.
So no, that's going to be fine. So you can go Southeastern Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Fame for any of the information on all of those events and help support them. It is a fantastic place if you've never been there. It is pretty cool. And they've got a great display up there. So I always let you get your shot in for your sponsors, people that you want to thank, and where we're going to see you in the next couple of weeks.
So we'll start off with the. We're going to be at Wilmot September 14th. We have Sleep in Heavenly Peace bed build.
That's an awesome thing that you're doing there.
Yeah. Well, not me. It's Sleep in Heavenly Peace. I was just the one that connected the two. Like, hey, we could do this together, and it'd be really good. And Brian Nelson, he ran with the idea and talked to the fair board and got all that stuff, finalized. So Sleep in Heavenly bed build, 9 a.m. to noon. And then another session from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you do the bed build, you get $5 off admission if you stay for the races. And then we're doing a bedding donation drive, twins size bedding only, or new quilts, just for legal reasons. They can't have any hand-me-downs or used. So if you donate as well, you'll get $5, but you can't double dip. You can't do both, unfortunately. But it's for a great cause. Over 500 kids in Kenosha County don't have beds to sleep in. And what I like to say is racing is the best racing is the best community. So we did a diaper drive a couple years ago, and that was awesome. So I'm really, really hopeful and really excited for this opportunity to help have beds built for kids. So that's September 14th. We'll be at September 19th at Wilmot. September 20th and 21st should be in the Bandit, but follow Crane Racing for those details because that's not finalized yet. It sounds promising. I'm really excited to drive a Bandit. I just want to drive anything just once to feel it, see how everything drives. And then we'll be at Shady Hill September 28th, and then at Circle City October 19th for a championship night. We're 2 points behind. So it's going to be down to the wire, which is the best kind of championship fight, I guess. When you're not in the lead.
and sponsors. You haven't hit your sponsors yet.
Yeah, here we go. You can see I got it lined up here. I'd like to thank Hold My Beer, Outrageous Apparel, Rev Tech Manufacturing, Wise Guys Barbershop, Pullman Auto, Next Gen Pumps, Bricks and Minifigs of Kenosha, Rouge Helmets, Ashley Bree Photography, Jack's Helmet Design, Bain Nelson, Painters Plus LLC, Mirror Image Coatings, 10V Graphics, Daybreak Church, and we have a new partner coming on board this week, Kenosha Plumbing. So very excited to have them on board. So we got the stickers coming on this week, or actually tomorrow or Friday I should have it. So thank you to Vanderveer for getting that done. And and then obviously the whole team, my dad, Kyle, Nathan, doing.
A lot of people photobombing.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Maddie.
They don't know what we're doing, and I know what we're doing, but that's okay.
And I don't know what we're doing, so we're all the punches. Hunter, Dave, everybody else on the car.
So, okay. Did you get everybody? Yes.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is a good shot. Like you can see all the partners.
It's good to be first.
Okay.
Standing there.
All right. Now Saturday, I did announce that we were going to have an announcement tonight regarding the 2 traveling series that are going to be racing during the Fall Festival. I'm making that announcement now, and that is for Thursdays, wingless cars, the IRA wingless cars, and Fridays, IRA Lightning Sprint cars. We have thus far 4 marketing partners that are putting up some funds that will be distributed to all of the drivers that race in either one of those divisions, either one of those nights. And I want to thank Force One Performance, R&R Crossing, Fox Lake Harbor, Jack's Helmets, and the anonymous partner who is guaranteeing that every driver that races in either one of those divisions will be receiving some money besides what is in the purse.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Well, and thank
And then
the
Force
4.
Well, Force 1 is Rocket Fuel. That's where we get our fuel from. So.
That's the Irwin family.
Yeah, Irwin family, yeah.
And then R&R Crossing, Fox Lake Harbor, Jack's Helmets. If anyone is interested in joining that group, they can contact me, Michael Babicz at AOL.com. Now you knocked it over. See, now I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, it's not me.
It's not me this time. And then, of course, we got the helmet from Jack's Helmets that did it as well. That came on board just as we went on the air here. Also, we were talking about youngsters. Colin Sivia is trying to achieve something, go to Colin Sivia Racing. I understand, according to the message I got here, you can still vote for him for another 5 hours. So vote for the next 5 hours, because you can vote a million times. So everybody vote for Colin so that he achieves that. I think to make the Final 4 or something? Does anybody know for sure?
Yeah, it's to make the finals.
To make the finals.
Yeah.
So
It's top 12.
okay, he's in
the top 12.
the
Yeah.
top 12.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we definitely want to thank Hunt Club of Richmond. I got it right?
Yes.
Okay. And we have to thank you guys for
Thank
having
you.
us. Thank Tom Brown for coming out, Tim Cox for coming out. Cook's House is, I think, I hope, are still here
They're still out there.
somewhere
Yeah.
out there with their car. We do today, I can't let our show go away without remembering what happened 23 years ago. Or we probably all wouldn't be here if 9/11 didn't happen and all the heroes that we had. So tonight, when you go to sleep, give an extra hug to your loved one, thinking about the ones that aren't here. So now we're going to close this out like I start every night. Okay, so you guys ought to be able to figure that one out, I hope.
Usually I have my
Is that
helmet
the
on.
everybody up one?
No, we're not going everybody up. We'd be knocking and all kinds of stuff. No. Right. So we're going to say the usual. You guys know what it is. So until we see you next time, this is Mike Babicz wishing you a pleasant evening, the best of tomorrows. Remember, kids, just say no to drugs. Thanks. Good night. God bless. And let's go racing!